The other thing I highly recommend, particularly for early stage companies, and not only because I'm a fractional, I spent at least 40 years of my career as an employee, right? I mean, even within, yes, I've had breaks to do startups, but as I mentioned, I worked for enormous companies. But one thing I've learned since becoming a fractional, that's the smartest move you can make, because you're not investing in a 250K or more quote unquote executive or specialist. You're renting one for a short period of time. And the main reason you're doing that is to avoid the trial and error that inevitably is going to show up if you haven't done something before, right? That's it doesn't make you a bad business person to need that help. In fact, it's very smart, right? So whether it's sales ops, rev ops, building a go-to-market plan, bringing in fractional advice is the most effective way to do that without spending and frankly blowing through the limited capital you have. Again, a lot of the work I do is coming in after the fact, after either ill-advised by their investors or something else. They hire a big VP of sales, who in turn hires 5 sales AEs and a bunch of SDRs. A year and a half later, they haven't generated any organic sales, and now they're out $2 million, $3 million in really scarce revenue. And then they turn around and go, "What happened?" Well, what happened is you hired somebody that hasn't rolled up their sleeves and built a go-to-market from 0 to 1 million. Right? You hire somebody from a great pedigree, great credentials, but if they haven't rolled up their sleeves and built a business from scratch, they don't know how to automate. They don't know how to build that optimal process from scratch. So prematurely investing in any of the disciplines,
Yeah.
the risk is so high, and it's so avoidable. There's more fractional resources available in the marketplace today than there have ever been. In fact, between the three of us, there's too many. I wish there were fewer, but in any case, that's always my advice for early stage folks too, is to take advantage, fractional help, and even if it's a try to buy, it's just a smarter way to do business on the front end without making big investments that you may not know if they're going to work for 6 months or 12 months.